Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you the boss battle prep guide. This is designed for people attempting to get through 20s. A few different ways you can get through it. The really easy way for you guys is going to be to have probably 2 rockers, and just to be safe, have a Shieldbreaker with that, and then carry one. That lets you have all of turn 2 as well as turn 1 to bring it down. Rocker I would run this way. In my case, a lot of people use a tiara, but I'm actually would use a La Famila plate with this setup here. I don't have a drip plate. There is a drip plate setup with him. Pretty sure Zoro's done a video on that. If you want to watch that, you can use the tiara with this or the La Famila. The idea behind the La Famila is you run KO. This would be Dude Love here. Black gem damage percentage here, and here I would have Hall of Fame Bree for choose more gems. Basically ends up choosing 9, buffs this move, etc., etc. La Famila and KO means I do a swipe of 3 on turn 1. Everything is loaded, and then after that, instead of trying to set up a swipe necessarily to clip a bunch of multiplies, if there's a blue or a green match, I can just repeat. Makes it a lot easier to have the board set up, repeat, and get more stuff out there and recycle. That's the point of the La Famila. You can sometimes get this 3 times. I think I've gotten it 4 times once before with the La Famila. Works pretty well and simpler for me. A little less damage than the Tiara, but easier recycle. So keep that in mind. He's going to be the MVP, right? Like as far as what's actually great damage, it's Rocker and everybody else. So focused, he's your guy. If you don't have Rocker, bring somebody that can break the shield. You guys know, not a big fan of Brett. He's not going to do a lot of damage, not going to help with the shield. So try to be less of a carry. Yes, if he's all you have, bring him, and then use the MP breaker for generating Regeneration X. That would be who you bring if you have to bring him. However, I'd much rather have you bring like Stunning Steve, Hall of Fame Perfect, saying something if I'm saying that right, because they can help break the shield. That would be the route I would go. Somebody that makes wild cards is okay too, so maybe you're Hogan here because he can spam some black gems if you happen to have him. That's really kind of about it. There's not a lot of great stuff. Nakamura is probably going to do about 60 million is all. Nothing to write home about. When the boss is probably going to have 1 billion health. 60 million, not too much. So not really a lot to write home about. However, way better than Hall of Fame Brett still. So there's that. Let's go to aggressive. I don't want to look at you, actually. Let's go to aggressive. So if you don't win turn 1 with 2 rockers, you have to survive. We covered this a little bit last time. Same things apply. That means either 2 10 exhausts or a 10 exhaust and a 10 heal. Either combination works, so you need a max exhaust guy. I happen to have Taker. I would probably run him different than normal this time because he also has a choose black gem moves. So I would probably just run him with the sub and the choose 6 gems to make into black, and then the choose to recycle it back. Have a bunch of black gems on the board, have the submission blast gems on the board. Start of turn 2, I'm going to blow up the board with the choose again, you know, have it ready to go, and then just choose into the blast gems, blow up the board, get a bunch. However, if you have double exhaust and your hit points don't matter because you're using double exhaust, don't forget about the MLC Ridge guy. Even if he's low, if you can keep him alive, he turns all of his blasts to black gems and can generate a bunch right there. Cena can break a few, not a good shield breaker in my opinion. Can do decent damage, approximately 100 mil. Did a video on him, you should check that out. Dusty, okay-ish, too much choosy. So they're like not great shield breakers. So really in this slot, you're going to want to bring your maxed exhaust and bring that to the team unless you're winning turn 1. Also, Corbin can do some stuff because he turns botches into black gems. He's got the Juggernaut gem move. They're going to be buffed a little bit and a decent amount of black gems there. So Corbin's a decent move. If you're winning turn 1 or turn 2, then you don't need to worry about the exhaust. Just bring people that can help break the shield and let your rockers take care of it. Hogan can break the shield. Don't worry about the exhaust. Things like that, right? Shamrock can chuck a few black gems. Alpha, Cena. It's more about managing your team. Orton, right? He's going to be a solid shield breaker because he can just start spamming one move over and over. Right here, make 5 random gems into black, recharge itself, bring the 1 to get started potentially. It's not posted yet, Derek. I just recorded it. It'll be posted tonight. after dinner with these other boss battle videos. So yeah, you won't be able to see it just yet. I recorded it a few minutes ago, actually. So Orton's a decent shield breaker if that's what you got. If you're just trying to extend a turn 2, go that route. Just bring something that contributes and know how you're doing the, who's doing the damage, do your job. Like I said, Ridge if you got double exhaust, etc. It's gonna be, if you have Butch, 5-star gold Butch. I'm gonna go over this real quick. Really simple for Butch. He will be a really good shield breaker. If you have Zombie Triple H for Black Gem Generate, it's going to be even better. But 5-star Butch, you don't need to take him 6-star for him to be a good shield breaker. You only have to do that to keep him alive, so keep that in mind. You do want him to be alive. Right here, you're going to run this move. Right here, roundhouse kick, deal 117k damage, increase your red MP by 8. And then the German suplex. So what you want to do at the end of turn 1, you want to have your 34 countdown gems down and have swiped once. Start of turn 2, you swipe, and 34 black gems go out, and that loads the roundhouse kick. You click this, then you click this, and then you swipe twice and does it again. You should be able to take the shield down in less than 30 seconds. Yes, Powerhouse Hogan is fine for a shield breaker because wild cards count as black and will help with the shield footers. So Butch would be a super fast shield breaker if you have him recruited already and enough health to live. Other than that, go to look at defensive. Again, if you're winning turn 1 or turn 2, Honky Tonk Man will be great at the shield. And why he will be is you want him set up with these 3 moves. End of turn 1, your immobile gems are down, ready to go. So start of turn 2, instantly you click this and you make all of the immobiles black gems. You take half the shield down, you do your choose, click the 2 moves, the whole shield's down with 1 person breaking the shield. 2 Honky Tonk Mans can bring it down instantly. I would set him up this way with this being Hall of Fame Bree. And boom, you're good to go, right? Super easy, breaks the shield. Now, if you're having to go longer turns, this is the spot where you'd bring your level 10 healer for 20s. Keep in mind, if it's 20s, unless you have double exhaust, you really want to be 6-star. You can get away with a max exhaust and a max heal and double vitality in 1 5-star gold. That'll probably work. Okay. So you could bring your healer, like in my case it would be Gable. Knowing what my faction has with Rocker, we should be turn 1 or turn 2 the whole time this one. But if you have to extend your turns, keep in mind you got to live and you got to break the shield and then whittle him down, which brings me to Chaotic, which is not great if you don't have carries. So hopefully you have a good KO that you're good with and a shield breaker that can break it himself, because KO won't help a lot. I would not run necessarily this move set. I would go back to the standard KO with maybe the Blast Gem build and a Titan plate. So right here with the pop-up power bomb and then the two traps. I kind of like that with a Titan plate. There's a bunch of variations. Some people run the 1x7, etc. Right? Some people run this in the boss plate. There's a lot of different things you can do. KO is not going to do big damage turn 1. He's not going to help with the shield, but turn 2, you know, into potentially turn 3, he can get things done for you. Just make sure you got someone to take the shield down, because without it, KO is not going to help. Boss breaker for him is going to be extra time. Neutralize doesn't do anything this one, so Chaotic, you want extra time. Seth really isn't going to do a lot this time unless you're going really, really deep into the match, and he doesn't help break the shield either. So, you know, keep that in mind there. Riddle's not going to be great because it's just not a huge buff, but Riddle could do a little bit of damage, better than nothing if you have a high leveled its time on him. Big E is kind of a sleeper pick for me in the sense that just like Orton, he can spam black gems, especially if you have his gear, set him up that way. If you have Eternal Positivity turn 1, you can also buff his gem damage, but on turn 2, if your job is the shield, you ignore this and you're just spamming this as fast as you can. Not a lot of good choices after that here, really, that I can see for this boss battle. If you got Gooker, he can do a wild card thing and do shield breaking, similar to Hogan. If you have the zombie trainers, he can make like 32 wild cards, so that's pretty solid. Macho King, not really. No. Orton technically could do some multiply damage, just like Zombie Dom can at defensive, but it's probably only going to be like 60 million-ish, so not earth-shattering. So unless he's got some kind of max breaker, he's not really bringing anything to the table, and even max extra time here isn't going to bring much to the table, considering you're going to need to live a long time, or just be carried, right? So, yeah. So hopefully that helps. Again, guys, go into this, take into account what you have. If you can turn 1 or turn 2, 2 rockers, a shield breaker into turn 2, your other breakers won't really matter. If you have to extend it, past that, 2 exhausts maxed or an exhaust and a heal, get a good combination. Go into it set up to succeed. Don't just go into a random lobby with BS that has no chance from the start. Think about it. If you don't know why, ask questions of your factions. Learn in boss battles, a lot more fun. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Rocker's going to be the MVP. Potentially 6-star. Striker Lashley will be good enough, although I don't know. But if you have him there, feel free to try. I haven't leveled mine up. I think triple red is going to be the easiest setup for that. Juggernaut gems, sub to choose where the multiplies go, swipe to get MP and all that jazz back, and then you're using the choose move into the multiplies with the buff gems and just recycling that over and over. Juggernaut sub choose, Juggernaut sub choose. Seems like the easy way with him. So hopefully this helps. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, have a great boss battle weekend, and stay UC out there. Thanks.